Motherfucker to the ground.
Do you have any idea what you're up against? Don't make him angry. You shouldn't antagonize your uncle. He is dangerous.
His entire family is dangerous.
It's annoying.
I want to know what you think I should do.
Hey, you got a VIP.
So I strip, you pay. That's what this is.
You don't want your son to see you here.
Hello.
Dang.
Hey y'all, what you doing? Happy Wednesday. Hi Liza. This is our midweek Kiki where we can ask questions. I normally go live on Sunday, but I was like, let me try a new day and see if it's a different vibe. Have y'all seen this show? Do you know what show I'm watching?
Where the hell you been?
This raggedy show.
You at all times, bitch. Where did you go?
Hey y'all.
Oh, okay. You not gonna answer me?
Today we are talking about whatever y'all want to. Yes, Beauty in Black, this raggedy show. How far are you guys? Tyler Perry makes hits. I don't care what any of y'all say. Tyler Perry be making hits, y'all. Tyler Perry. Hey, girl. So today we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. Lord, this filter is horrible. Let me see if I can take it off. But you finished the whole thing already, girl. Is it good? Look, I'm not mad at Tyler Perry. I think there is this like notion that Tyler Perry makes tropes of Black people, but I'm like, he's a billionaire, so someone is still watching them. And I think it feels relatable. It feels like a relatable cinema. I think everyone feels like they can relate to some character, whether it's Diary of a Mad Black Woman, something like that. But he makes entertaining movies. Diary of a Mad Black Woman was, I think, my introduction to Tyler Perry, and it was bomb. Like, I loved Diary of a Mad Black Woman. So, what y'all want to talk about? I went to this gala on Monday. Y'all need to go to Studio Museum Gala. Put that on your social calendar from now. Y'all need to go to Studio Museum Gala. Sorry, Dance Theater of Harlem and Studio Museum Gala, I would say, are like the two galas that you have to go to in New York City. The ticket is $1,500, but you can go as a guest. I'm not paying that. I also don't pay for any gala tickets. One thing, don't go unless you pay. You'll be disappointed. Let's see, tips for women who aren't into luxury goods. What kind of tips? Like tips in clothes to buy? What do you mean? Tips for women who aren't into luxury goods. I know. What's your favorite Tyler Perry movie? I don't know. I'm of the notion that Tyler Perry is not as much of a cancer to the Black community as we think he is. I think people love, my hot take on Black people is Black people love to have too many hot takes. Sometimes we over intellectualize things and that makes us hypercritical and we can't just enjoy things. Like, not everything has to be a referendum on Black people. Like, not everything has to be like, Black people can just exist. We can make trash and we can make very thoughtful things, and all of it can exist without it being a referendum on Black people. And also, what annoys me about that line of thinking is it's embarrassing, but embarrassing for who? For the white gaze. And like, why are we optimizing our art to present ourselves to a certain way to another demographic or another community? So no shame in me watching Tyler Perry. I will continue to watch. Okay. He's a modern BET. I know. Speaking of BET, you guys should read this book from Sheila Johnson. It's called Through the Fire. It's one of the best memoirs you can ever read. Hands down, read that book. It is one of like the best memoirs you can ever read. It's about the co-founder of BET, Sheila Johnson, and she just it like gives me chills. Her perseverance. Essentially, she was dating Bob Johnson, who's the founder of BET. He was cheating on her. He was going in on her. He was stealing all of her ideas, which is also thematic. I don't know if you know this, but even like Albert Einstein's wife was the one who actually was coming up with like all of these quantum theories. Anyways, Sheila Johnson is essentially like the brains behind BET, and it was just such a good book. You love the lifestyle, but you're not materialistic. Okay, I continue to explain, because I'm actually not, what lifestyle do you love? Do you love the lifestyle of ease? Do you love the lifestyle of convenience? Like, what sort of lifestyle do you mean? Hi, Monique. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll up. Hi, Monique. Why did you wear the Gucci dress? Sham, I told y'all were going to jump me. I'm going to tell y'all why I wore the Gucci dress. Let me tell y'all why I wore the Gucci dress. And the girls who get it are going to get it. There's a few reasons why. Number one, it's a Gucci dress. I'm going to wear that thing. Number two, the other dress was by Ajay, which I think is a Black-owned designer. And she actually makes really stunning pieces. I wore her to my live show as well. So here's like the real tea why I wore the dress that I wore. One, it was slightly too big. And for me, if you're wearing like gowns and suiting and things like that to a really high fashion, in that event, they call it the Black Met Gala, it has to be tight. I got a last minute invite. So to be clear, I don't pay for gala tickets. I'm not going unless it's free. Or unless like my work is sponsoring it. Aside from the Lynx Gala I'll go to, because that's $400. But anything in the thousands, I ain't paying for that. So someone sat me at the Van Cleef table. One of my homegirls is a client of theirs, and she ended up getting me a +1. I say that to say I didn't have time to tailor anything. The Gucci dress was already tailored to me, and the other dress I rented from this amazing website called By Rotation. I have been hesitant to tell the girls about By Rotation, but if you have a gala, if you have a work event, and you need like a very nice piece of formal wear, look on By Rotation because they have incredible pieces. So I rented that dress the morning of. Thankfully, the girl who I was renting it from lives down the street from me. And I'm like in between sizes, and it was a bigger of the two sizes. And a dress like that needs to be corseted. Like if you're wearing a ball gown dress, the top has to be, and it was ever so slightly too big. It was draping down a little bit. And I actually loved it. And part of me regrets wearing the dress that I did. I actually think I should have worn that dress. I just wish I had time to tailor it. And part of me also felt like, is it a little on the nose? You know, like it's a gala and you're wearing a ball gown dress. Like, does that feel a little on the nose? Is it too trite? I don't know. That was my thought process. But showing up in a cute, sexy Gucci dress, I don't know. I should have worn the other dress, okay? I'm trying to make myself feel better. But did you meet all the people you wanted to meet? The gala circuit is kind of the same people over and over and over and over again. I would say the Studio Museum Gala has like a cool, young, it's a lot of like Black men and women who work in finance, who work in tech, who are, Mama Knowles was there, snatched, baby. That face looks good. But it's kind of the same people. You'll see the same people at most of the galas in New York. So you go to one, you kind of go to them all. There's going to be like a lot of stylists, a couple celebrities, but it's an amazing, I would say that and Dance Leader of Harlem are like the two galas in New York City that you should absolutely go to. And yeah, I was at the Van Cleef table, which was really nice. So it was all the buyers of Van Cleef, and it was nice. I was there as a +1. I'm not a client of Van Cleef, but it was stunning. My homegirl is, and it was just a beautiful time. It was a beautiful, and Studio Museum has money. So it's a gorgeous, 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 gorgeous event. So I would definitely recommend planning for it next year, saving for it next year. You can just buy a ticket online. Hi, Vita Pita. Hey, girl. Lifestyle. Oh, okay. Lifestyle tips. What to spend money on instead. Okay, I got you, Colleen. What should I spend money on if I don't want to spend money on luxury goods? Okay, got you. Well, a few things. One, luxury goods, I think people think of them as frivolous, which I can understand. I'm not going to like compel you to buy money or to spend money on that if you don't want to. But there is an ROI to luxury goods. There is like, I just told you, I went to the gala I was not a client of Van Cleef. My homegirl's a client of Van Cleef. You get access to a lot of really cool things. You get access to dinners, to lunches, to amazing networking events, to trips, fashion, art. I would say fashion and art are probably like two of the biggest vehicles in which you are able to network through. So it is an investment in some ways, but I'll just leave that there. What I would spend my money on is whatever is important to you. So for some people, it's going to be maximizing time. So if you want a particular lifestyle, that can be investing in actual investments like the S&P 500 or real estate for passive income so you don't have to continue working. For other people, it's experiences. So that could be real estate for passive income, so you don't have to continue working. For other people, it's experiences. So that could be investing in, that can be investing in trips. That can be investing in learning experiences. So that could be investing in, that can be investing in trips. That can be investing in learning experiences like professional or personal development. People keep on trying to join this live. Personal or professional development, like whatever you want to maximize. I would say time and experiences are probably two of the biggest things that if you don't want to spend it on material items, you can certainly do things that will free up your time and create passive income for you, or things that will offer you interesting and dynamic experiences. Oh my gosh, girl, Ashanti, you should have said hi, boo. How was your experience at Studio Museum Gala? Did you have fun? Did you enjoy it? Okay, now girl, I haven't seen Ruthless. What is Ruthless? Is that Tyler Perry? I'm kind of, don't forget to like the live, y'all. You know, get some more people in here, but we're doing pretty good for a Wednesday night. And how do you feel about Wednesday versus Sunday? I usually do Sunday afternoons, but I was like, what are the girls up to today? Yes, how do you feel about higher education? It depends. I don't have higher education. I just have an undergraduate. I have a, what is it? BS, Bachelor's of Science. It depends on what you're trying to do. I knew I did not need an MBA to do what I was trying to do. Some of my friends have MBAs and they love having an MBA. Others of my friends, yeah, and I mean, as a lawyer, you have to have an advanced degree. As a doctor, you have to have an advanced degree. So obviously, if you're trying to do a field or a career or be in an industry where it requires you to have an advanced degree, then you need to get one. I would say get very clear about what it is you're trying to do and what the ROI is. Because there's a lot of people I know who have went to law school or business school and don't use their degree at all. And now they have 200, and you really don't get financial aid in a lot of higher education places. So now you have $200,000 worth of debt. And the other thing is, you don't, wait, I was gonna say something else. You don't get financial aid. You're oftentimes taking time off of work. Sometimes they don't use it. I was gonna say something else. And some of the benefits of the advanced degree, like an MBA, for example, you can get without going to business school. I definitely think business school is like a great experience, but you can get, a lot of it is like networking that you're getting out of it. I think if you're very intentional about networking, you can get a lot of the ROI without actually going. And then I was gonna say one more thing. Oh, and also I am a firm believer that you should only go to, this might be controversial, but for like a business degree, law degree, I would say business and law, if you don't go to like a top 10, top 15 school, I don't even know if you should go. Sorry, but that's the tea. I mean, if you're looking to expand your career opportunities, like unless you're going to like one of the top MBA programs, because like I said, a business degree, you don't need a business degree to practice business. So if you're getting something that is legitimizing your resume from an academic point of view, it might as well be a good school. Do I know of any important social events or galas in LA? LA, I literally don't know very well. All I know is like the Essence brunch that they do in LA, like Essence Women of Hollywood. I know that brunch is pretty popular. The Grammys, what else? I don't know. LA is such an entertainment city. San Vicente Bungalows is a really good members only club though, that I really, really like. So if you're interested in joining a members only club, I would check out San Vicente or Soho House. I think Soho House is pretty popular in LA, but San Vicente Bungalows I think is even cooler out there. Everything is a think piece. Do you think you'd ever be a country girl? No, I don't like the country. I love the city. I'm a city girl through and through. I grew up in the suburbs, y'all, though. I grew up in, not country, but I did not grow up in a big city. I was close to a big city. I was like 25, 30 minutes outside of one, and I hate it but when I go home to my small suburban town, you know, there's not a lot of street lights. It's quiet when I sleep. There's coyotes and deer in your backyard. I grew up in that sort of vibe. It's not for me. I don't like the bucolic, that's the word of the day, bucolic lifestyle. I find a lot of peace in how many people I live with. I also love living in a building. I don't sleep that well because I'm always like, who's gonna break into my house? And I can't imagine living in a home by myself. Like, oh, it's my greatest fear. Like, just me in here and anyone can break in. No, you got to go through the doorman, the concierge. You got to get through a fob. Then you got to find my floor. Then you got to unlock the At least I can sleep well at night knowing there's like 16 levels of security before you get to me. And there's like, my building is also a mega building. So, child, if you make it to me, then good job, because there's so many people. But I'm a city girl. I love the energy of a city. I love how inspiring it is. I love how, like, on Monday I got a text at like 1 p.m. like, hey girl, I got a ticket for the Studio Museum Gala, come. Like, that can only happen. Honestly, in a city like New York, that can really only happen. But, you know, I don't like the routine of life. I don't like, maybe my birthday is next Monday, y'all. So maybe when I turn 40, I'm not close to 40 yet. But maybe if I have kids or I have a lifestyle change, I'll think about it. But yes, girls, I'm turning redacted on Monday. Tips for knocking the first 30 to 90 days out the park at a new job. Okay. Yes, I do have some tips. There's actually a book called The First 90, maybe. It's in my Kindle library and I can't check right now because I'm on it. But there is a book on this. I think if you Google like The First 90, something will come up that I'm talking about. The first 90 days, I'm curious what industry you're in. The first 90 days, what I would do is observe. No one is expecting you to perform extremely well. I think in the first 90 days, it's a culture fit. Like, it's like, does she make sense on our team? Did we make the right decision? Is she asking good questions? And like, is she getting the vibe? Like, I don't think you're expected to churn out incredible work, but I think you are to signal that you belong and you know what you're doing. What that looks like. In my first job, I thought jobs were 9 to 5. So I would show up to work at 9. I was like 21. So I didn't pick up on the fact that this culture was more of like everyone gets in at 8. So I would always stroll in at 9 and it was just, that was the beginning of the end. Observe the culture from the micro to the macro. Do people get in at 10? Do people get in at 9? Do people leave right at 5? Do people stay a little bit longer? Is there an expectation of a collaborative culture? Is there an expectation of a more domineering culture? What do people wear to work? How do people engage with each other and speak to each other? And then I think where you can really shine is asking thoughtful questions in meetings. Like, hey, can you clarify? Or like put like a softened pushback. Like, oh, you know, I see that you guys do it this way. I remember when I started this job and it was a senior leadership role. So I wouldn't recommend this actually in retrospect, but what I did was I wrote out a list of like 20 questions that I had week 1 about why they did things the way that they did. It may have come off a little combative and like, I don't understand why you guys are doing it this way, but it did show that I had expertise and that I knew what was going on. And I think demonstrating it, maybe asking some questions in a meeting, like, can you tell me a little bit more about why you do this process this way versus this way? I've normally seen it done like this, but I'd love to understand why you do it. Asking good questions and picking up on the culture. Long story short. Okay. Didn't he cheat with Deborah Lee? Y'all gonna get me kicked out of here because you know she has some events that I love a Deborah Lee. Well, no, I don't know her well, but I do be going to her events, so I'm not gonna say nothing about that lady. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to scroll up. Did you put me into Morgan DeBond's podcast? Sorry, boo. Anuli, can you say that again? Did you put me on? Oh, did I put you on to Morgan DeBond's podcast? I'm not quite sure, babes. Hi, Jackie girl, you didn't miss too much. We just get, yes, Walk Through Fire, memoir of love, loss, and triumph. Soft girl, okay. Soft girl travel luxury experiences. Okay, Colleen, girl, where are you trying to go? St. Bart's? Go to St. Bart's for New Year's if you're looking for, what did she say? Not MLK Boulevard. She's looking for that soft life. You're on MLK Street. Well, I'm in the Hamptons. If you're looking for that life, go to St. Bart's during New Year's. Go to St. Moritz to ski. Go to Stade. Go to Davos. I've heard mixed things about Davos. We were going to go this year, but I heard it was kind of... But Inkwell is a really big Black organization that's out in Davos, girl. Go there. Live your life, sister. How's your test group of mentees going? They start on next Tuesday. It's going to be amazing. I am nervous, I'm excited, and I am thrilled. What do you or your colleagues value in a mentee? Oh, this is a really good question, Michaela. What dismantles the pick your brain concern? What I value in a mentee is ROI. ROI and someone who's already done the work. If you think about people who have limited time, they want to know they're getting something out of it. They want to know, I always give the story or the example of the young lady who emailed me and was like, hey, these are your next 5 pieces of content. Like, I've done a deep dive on your page. I know what content works really well, and here's what I think you should do next. While I have you, can I get 15 minutes of your time to talk about these 3 things? Yeah, you can. So ROI and someone who's already done the work. Like, sometimes people will reach out to me and they're not in a life path or stage where I can really help them. Like, they might not have been working for the past 5 years. They're living at home, which nothing is actually wrong with living at home, but compounding, like living at home in the middle of nowhere. Plus, I haven't worked in the last 5 years. Plus, I don't know if I want to be doctor, lawyer, artist. You kind of have to help yourself a little bit first, and then a mentor is just to take you that last 20%, but not craft your life for you, if that makes sense. Okay, Monique, you see the vibes. The Gucci dress made sense. I think the other dress was stunning, and I actually want to wear it to another event. But I don't know, it was also really, really formal. I think the second dress would have been great for a black tie wedding, maybe like a black tie wedding. Juggling, investing in your physical self and doing your financial. Girl, Liza, I feel you. I don't know how we're doing this. I'm struggling. I'm actually about to go through another like glow up. I'm going to document it. So follow me if you're not following me, because I'm going to do a whole other glow up. Even though I've had like a big glow up a couple years ago, I am going to do another iteration, a physical glow up. I don't have great habits, if I'm being honest with you. So please actually let me know what you would love to see in that, because I'm trying to do a series of like, come, let's glow up together. I don't have great habits because I'm in the office 4 days a week and my job is so intense. I don't really go to the gym anymore. I don't really like meal prep. I don't have a morning routine, and I really miss those things. I'm literally just like going to work, coming home, and then writing content, doing something for my course, working on a business, or trying to see my friends. But honestly, I don't have time to like curate a really intentional life, and I'm missing that. And I also, I don't work out. And I'm also, the reality is, nobody steal this idea on my live. But I do feel like sometimes as women, and particularly women with my body shape, you can kind of get stuck into one aesthetic. I feel like a lot of my clothes are very form-fitting, very sexy. They call it BBL fashions, but it's not quite that. But I feel like when you're a little bit of a more curvy girl, and I really want to move into more editorial, grown, and sexy aesthetic. So I kind of want to do a glow up on like revamping your wardrobe, revamping your look from like a very sexy, more form-fitting. And I feel like unfortunately that's sort of like, if you are once again a curvier girl, have bigger hips, bigger butt, all of that, you end up kind of getting pigeonholed into like, this morning I tried on some jeans that I bought from a really nice A-Gold, and I see why. I wear dresses. I don't really own jeans, because then you have to tailor the waist, then you have to tailor the cuffs, you have to take in the inseam, whereas you can throw on a form-fitting dress and it fits immediately. So I'm trying to like go through that style transformation of like, okay, how do I dress for this aesthetic or this body type? So, you asked me a whole question. But yes, please let me know what you would like to see on a glow up video, or just content generally. Like, what do you want to see? What do the girls want to see? Okay, investing in your physical self. Girl, I'm gonna get back to you on that one, because I'm still trying to, and your financial portfolio. I would ask, number one, the easiest thing you can do for your financial portfolio, pay off any like high, like credit cards, basically just pay off any of that high interest debt. If you can, get yourself a financial advisor. If you can, I don't think everyone needs one. Get yourself a great tax person, have minimum amount of savings, have put all of your savings aside from like emergency funds into a savings fund that you can actually get interest on and accrue interest on. I like to use like a Fidelity or E-Trade, or I used to. I have a financial advisor now, but for many, many years, I used an E-Trade account. It would automatically pull like $200 to $500 out of every paycheck, and automatically just invest it in the S&P 500. And so I just woke up one day and I was like, let me check this account. And it was like $10,000, and I had totally forgotten about it. And it was maybe like a year or something like that I had just left it in there. So just do things like that are mindless. You don't have to touch it. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to think about it. I think the more you automate it and the less that you have to touch it will help you build it. Like, you want something that you can forget about. Like, you don't want to have to physically put money, physically move, automate it. That is the best financial. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's the best financial advice I got you. I get yourself a good financial advisor. I think once you have like $100,000 or $200,000, it's gonna be equity. If you work at a tech company, you can get that tomorrow. Then I think you should invest in a financial advisor. Okay, let's see. Gala Rex for Atlanta. You know the girls love the Mayor's Ball. I think that's UNCF. Mayor's Ball is the Atlanta girlies. That's what y'all love. Dreaming of going to galas from my home. Banner Boy. Oh my gosh, we love you. Oh my God. Let me manifest. Let me pray that over you right now. That is going to happen. I am claiming that over your life. I cannot wait for you to report back in the next year. The abundance, increase in territory, Banner Boy. Come back in a year and tell us how many galas you went to. Ooh, okay, Kishay just say, hey, Mrs. Jones. What are some of your favorite jewelry brands? I'm so bad at this. Cause I only have like a couple pieces. I don't wear a ton of jewelry. These are from Etsy though. I wanted some stacks. These are from Etsy. These are like more high-end pieces, but honestly, Etsy girl, Etsy, Amazon. People like Majori, people like, what is it? Jennifer Fisher, maybe? I really want to be that girl that starts wearing jewelry though. Like, I don't really wear rings. I only wear these two pieces and then earrings. And then on occasion, I'll wear something like this, but these are from Etsy. But Majori, Jennifer Fisher, put some like nice jewelry brands. Is there any by Omi? Is that one? A black owned jewelry brand? I don't know, child. Have I been to Paris? Yes, girl. I was just in Paris for Paris Fashion Week in June. Pink Mama, like there's like a Mama's brand, like Mama's Eating, Pink Mama, all of that. I really liked that. The restaurant I went into Paris this last trip was not good. So I wouldn't recommend that one. L'Arc is a club that everyone goes to. We went to L'Arc if you're interested in a club vibe. Soho House is very European, a lot of cigarettes, a lot of broken glass on the floor. It wasn't my vibe. And then thrifting. I have to look in my notes because some people like love thrifting in Paris. There was this one thrift store that I went to. Let me see if I can find it. I have my laptop here. But look up thrift store. Honestly, you can probably look it on TikTok. So I probably don't even have it in my, I don't think I have it in my iMessages, but look up thrift stores in Paris and I'm sure you will find some. Ashanti, hey girl. Food me, you know you're my sister, girl. Hey sis, how them kids doing? How your babies? How do you get into that? The networking, fashion, beauty scene that you just mentioned. Okay. Networking and fashion, beauty industry. Can you be a little like, what are you trying to do in the networking, fashion, beauty industry scene? Like what sort of events are you talking about? Because I don't necessarily know. I would say I'm in the fashion, beauty industry scene. I don't know if I'm in it. I think sometimes I get opportunities to attend things through TikTok, but I wouldn't really say I'm in the fashion, beauty. I mean, working in fashion or beauty honestly is the best way. Working in it, getting married into it, or being rich. Honestly, those are the best ways. Or create content on that, and that is how you get into it. I think a lot of people underestimate like how to how to be enterprising to get into the things that they want to get into. You can get a mentor in that space. You can get a job in that space. But what I will say about jobs, I think a lot of people assume once you get a job in the industry, you're now invited to everything. No. Very few people, only the top 1% of senior leaders are going to the Grammys or going to that sort of stuff. But I mean, it doesn't help. It helps. And yeah, working in it, marrying into it, being so rich that you're a private client of them and now they invite you to everything. That's how a lot of these girls sometimes are going to these events, is they're private clients of the house atelier, their sales associate. The girl that I went to Studio Museum Gala, her sales associate was the one who bought 2 Van Cleef tables, and that's how we were able to go. So yeah, honestly, I got into it through work and through TikTok. Work your behinds off. Like, my corporate job really helped. Okay, what is Wednesday? I'm starting a new job on Monday and I'm nervous. Oh my gosh, congratulations. Everyone say congrats to Entitled 112220. I think I gave a little bit of similar advice. What I would offer to you is understand, well, what are you subscribed to my newsletter? Go ahead and click the link in my bio, because I'm actually talking about winning in corporate and winning in business in my next version of the newsletter that comes out the first week of November. So make sure you're subscribed to that, because it goes into pretty in-depth detail. I would say number 1 is being a culture fit. Everyone wants to know, damn, I enjoy working with this person. I like this person. The expectation is not for you to be mind-blowing in the first 3 months. You should be impressive by obviously being a culture ad, asking thoughtful questions, picking up on things, but you're not going to revolutionize the business, and there's no expectation, hopefully, of you doing so. But what you should focus on is learning the unwritten rules of your organization. Like I said earlier, how do people dress? What time do people come into the office? How are people showing up into this space? You should understand, sort of like the cultural nuances. You should aim to be attentive. You should aim to be engaged. You should aim to do like one-on-ones. If I were you, the first 3 months, focus on doing one-on-ones to get to know people and the business. And enjoy. You're going to do great. Project confidence. You'll be great. Okay. Congrats. Ooh, child. Now we going all the way to the bottom. Hold on, child. Okay, here we go. Networking and certifications helping a lot for MBA. What about having a master's in data science and AI? Child, I don't know nothing about that, but that sounds good. Sorry, I don't know why I just choked on. Y'all be cracking me up in here. How did you find your apartment? Girl, the pandemic. Y'all, I was gonna do a TikTok on this and then I was like, wait, maybe it's too intimate. Tell me why. Y'all, I don't know if I should tell them. So I went to a psychic in 2019 and she predicted my whole life. To the T, she predicted my whole life. It's actually scary to think about. So she knew, for those who don't know, my dad passed away in 2022. Not to scare y'all, but she knew it was gonna happen. She was like, hey, it's not gonna happen this year or the next year, but tell your dad to get his paperwork in order, tell him to get his house, his estate in order, because it's gonna be a point of contention if he doesn't. He didn't, and it was a point of contention in our family. Anyways, she predicted that. She was like, you're going to move. You're going to move apartments. And this was October 2019. And I was like, no, I'm not going to move apartments. And then the pandemic hit. And y'all, the apartment I was living in before was like 400 square feet, no natural sunlight. But I was just going to work, coming home, seeing my friends. And so I didn't really think, I was like, whatever, I'm not spending time in this apartment. As soon as I started spending like 24 hours on end in that apartment, I was like, I can't live here anymore. So then in the pandemic, there were all of these like deals that were going on, like buy like 3 months off rent, blah, 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 because everyone was fleeing the city. So I got my apartment during that time. But she predicted I was gonna get an offer at a startup. I got an offer at a startup. She was like, girl, don't take it. I took it, got laid off from that job. She told me who my husband was gonna be. And y'all, my ex-boyfriend was exactly, I mean, he's not my husband, was not my husband, but to the T, she said the first letter of his name, which city he was gonna be from, and what he would do for work, and my ex-boyfriend was exactly all of those things. Y'all, I would tell, the only reason why I'm not telling you who it is because I went to her 2 times afterwards. Horrible. She didn't remember nothing about me. Her advice was terrible. And then I sent 2 other or 3 other of my homegirls to her, gave them all like generic bad advice. And so she hasn't hit since 2019. But that one time, there was so much she told me. She told me everything. Y'all, I just remember this. She told me I was going to start a business online. And she's like, you're going to have a business online and it's going to be your name. And it's going to be like your full name. And it's going to be a business online. She's like, I keep on seeing online. Last week, I woke up out and she's like, oh, you're going to do courses. Like, you're going to do classes. Like, you're going to do, whatever. She just was like, courses, classes online. Last Monday, out of my sleep, I woke up. So I told my mom immediately after I spoke to the psychic. So my mom knows everything. My whole family knows about this psychic. And I took contemporaneous notes, like everyone, and also some of my closest friends also know about this psychic. Y'all, I just realized my name is my TikTok handle, Jody K. Tay, and I just launched a class. And she was like, that's what you're gonna do. That's like your calling. And this happened in 2019. I totally forgot until last Monday. Anyways, crazy. Bucolic. Sorry, hard pivot. Bucolic means like countryside, like country living. I have a daughter, apartment condo girlies. Yeah, girl, I can't do all the rat-ta-ta-ta of a house. I don't think houses are cute. I don't like maintenance. I don't like upkeep. I can barely keep this apartment in order half the time. I would have to have staff. I couldn't be working in no office. I don't like the fact that anyone can just break in. I'm on an elevated floor. It's difficult for people to get to me. So if I have a package, it's safe. There's a package room. I'm not a house girl. And there's actually a really interesting episode. What is it called? Diary of a CEO. Look at one of his recent episodes. It's with this money expert, and he is a millionaire. He advises people on their money. I think he actually has a show on Netflix too, but he has never lived in a house, and he advises people that sometimes owning a home, between the upkeep, the mortgage payments, all of that, actually ends up draining your money more than renting. And he's like, I exclusively rent, and me and my wife only choose to rent. So, and he was like, there's this old adage of like, home ownership makes you all this money. And it's like, not necessarily. There are other ways to do it if it doesn't work for you. Tips on making, hi Alice, I don't know how to say your name, but you always in here and I love it. Tips on making new friends. I would say center around shared values and shared experiences. So if you're interested in making new friends, you want to find people who like go to church or like in a hobby, or people who value and are interested on something deeper than just like going out or gossiping or things like that. Like people who view the world in a similar way, people who spend their time in the same ways. That is probably the best way to make new friends, is through shared hobbies, through like institutions like work, school, church. And yeah, be open, be engaged. I don't know, it's difficult to make friends as an adult. I'm gonna be so honest with you. Or like working out, like gym classes. And also somewhere that you can frequent. Like I don't think it's easy if you only do one thing. Like you go to something once, but if you're able to do something that you see oftentimes, like, okay, thank you girl for the roses. Thank you, Thea. Oh. But if you're going to something continuously, like church where you can see them every week, or Pilates where you can see them every week, and you kind of can build up from a hi to a, having a conversation, I think that's a really good way to make friends as well. But it is really hard to make friends as an adult. Honestly, most of my friends have come from where I've worked. I've just been lucky to work at places with people my own age for the most part. And it's been from work or through mutual friends. A lot of people make friends through school. Additional schooling is a really great way. Thank you, Thea. Oh, period. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Thea. But yeah, people usually make work through school, through church, through friends, mutual friends. Yeah. What am I doing for my birthday? Y'all, I am not a birthday girl in terms of, I don't like doing birthday dinners. I don't like doing like the whole birthday. I'm calling for a ban on birthday dinners. I think birthday dinners, nobody wants to go. I don't want to go. You don't want to go. None of us want to go to a birthday dinner. None of us want to go to Catch in, 5-inch Louboutins in the cold. My birthday's obviously in November, and it's like, ain't nobody trying to do that in a pea coat. No one is trying to go to we can't hear each other. All right, we got to pay for the birthday girl. Nobody wants to do that. So I've always oriented around either out of town or experiences. So last year I did like a Y2K themed birthday sleepover with a bunch of my homegirls, and it was like sleepovers. We watched movies, we played games. I brought a psychic again to like read our fortune, like little things like that. I'll do. I've done laser tag for my birthday. So this year, y'all, we're going to the studio to drop some beats. I rented out a studio and we're gonna record a freestyle. So you'll see that on TikTok Suited Up. One of my party tricks is I like to freestyle. If I'm like out with my friends, I'll start a freestyle like Jody on TikTok, Jody's that girl. Jody on TikTok, she's my world. She's the baddest that you'll ever see. Y'all looking at me, I'm looking at thee. Anyways, that's my party trick. I just be freestyling all the time because I just think it's a kiki. And so we're gonna freestyle. We're gonna do that together. I already started writing my freestyle, and you'll see it. I'm sure you will. So that's what I'm doing and then my birthday is also the day after the marathon. So I'm organizing like a watch party. Like we're all gonna go to Brooklyn and watch the marathon with and like drink champagne and cheer on the marathon people. There's a DJ. It'll be cute. What am I in tech sales? No girl. I'm in diversity work. The first 90 days, yes. Ooh, child, I am behind. Yes. Okay, come on, Steph. No Curry. I'm assuming you're not related. What is my hair routine? Y'all have been asking for my hair routine. There is none. It's not good. My hair looks a mess. I am in music. I used to be in tech, but always in diversity. You posted a Spotify on your story not too long ago. Do you remember the name? It was a man. Was it Diary of a CEO, maybe? Dr. K? I did that. Paris recommendations. I gave some. I've only been to Paris twice, maybe 2 or 3 times. And I don't love it. Sorry. I'm not the right girl. I'm sorry. I don't love it. I don't know. Paris. Maybe I don't think I'm doing Paris right. I'm willing to give it another go, but I don't think it's my kind of city. I don't know if Europe generally. I don't like London that much either. It's always just like a watered down version of New York. So I'm always like, ooh, it's not for me. Unless it's fashions or shopping, but I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I don't think I'm the best person. All I have is Lark, Pink Mama, and thrifting out there. Hi, Joelle. You've been on a few podcasts. Love the one you had with Les. Will you ever do your own show? Girl, I would love to do my own show. I love to yap and give advice. The issue is, y'all, I work full time. And so to find time to record, and I would have no social life. I would not be able to figure out, even doing content, doing lives, doing this class, it's a lot because I'm also in the office. So if I had a remote or a more hybrid job, I think I'd be able to, but y'all, I don't know. Help me find a husband who can pay for some of this because it's just me right now and it's a lot. But I would love to have a show one day. I would love to. That's my dream. Nina, what bottom jeans are you pairing with this casual outfit? Girl, I got on Juicy Couture sweatpants. Girl, I am in my sweats. Oh, don't worry. You can get into the next cohort. This is the beta cohort. This is my testing cohort. Me either. Girl, body is tea. Thank you, sister. Girl, I haven't worked out in a long time. I don't really be eating that much, and that's the problem. That's the problem. I really don't eat that much. And when I do, I'm looking at the soup I made for lunch, for dinner. I had a cookie today. It's all over the place, but honestly, I'm a naturally thick person, and then sometimes I just don't eat that much. But how do you shoot your shot? Oh, what kind of shot we talking? Do you do it by like smizing and just being inviting, or something else? Who are we shooting our shots at? A man, a partner, a mentor, a friend? Because that'll let me know how I advise this. I'll tread carefully. Yes, Liza, girl, I would love to do long form content one day, but like I said, once I get a husband, y'all, don't worry, and someone else can take over these rent payments, it's on. You're so much more relatable on lives. I know. You know what, Destiny? That's so real. TikTok has helped me work through my perfectionism. I think I'm hyper concerned about how I present on TikTok, and so I think I'm actually getting better at this. It's something that I'm concerned with. But you also have to realize I'm old school, baby. I'm probably older than y'all. So I grew up in a very corporate, conservative, like, don't really have a digital footprint, and you gotta always be super presentable. None of my friends are on TikTok. None of my friends are content creators on TikTok. They may have. So the generation of like Alex Earl and Monet and Clark, love all of them. But like, of being able to like show your super messy room or like pimples, or that's not my era. I grew up in a super curated era. I grew up in an Instagram era where everything was perfect and face tuned and all of that. So I'm learning how to unlearn some of those tendencies and habits, because yeah, I'm not the most relatable online, and it's not because I don't want to be, but it's an unlearning for me. Like the concept of coming online with the do-rag, but I did it a couple times. Proud of me. And this part of me is like, how relatable do I want to be? I still want to be, you want to be relatable, but you still want to be aspirational, because I am older than probably my central demo, and I still want it to feel aspirational, like, oh my gosh, this is exciting. I want to be like that when I'm grown, but I still want you all to feel like, I'm your sister. But I am working through it. Sometimes I come off not very relatable, but I don't mean to. Oh no, I have a perfectionist tendency, and I have immigrant parents. I had the kind of parents where I wasn't allowed to I had to eat super proper, and I had to be super proper all the time and excuse myself from the dinner table and dress every morning, and hair always had to be done. I'm not really used to people seeing me in an unkept state. So we're working on it. Ciao, we doing the best we can. Asanawa. Love that name. Yeah, don't lose the hips though, girl. Keep them hips. People pay good money for that. I feel like as a curvy girl, no one takes the fashion seriously. It's so true. No one gets how hard it is to dress if you are not straight. Like, it is not easy. And then like, I have had to get everything tailored, all of my pants. I didn't own pants before because I'm like, it's too hard. Have to get it tailored, have to get it taken in, have to get it hemmed, have to do it. And it's like, okay, once you do it, it looks good, but everything just looks a mess. But I am leaning into the oversized look, whereas before, but like tailoring the waist and things like that. So it's oversized, which I think automatically elevates an outfit, but the waist is still snatched, so it doesn't just look baggy and I'm drowning in the clothes, I feel like you should be super popular. Destiny Child, I'm working on it. I have been trying my hardest, but the algorithm has been whooping my ass. Liza, places to shop for everyday wear. You know what I actually really like for everyday wear? I like to rent my clothes. I use an app called Newly, and I rent it for like everyday day-to-day work stuff. I love renting my clothes because then you get so many different things versus having a few outfits to like mix and match. I constantly have dresses and t-shirt. I really like Newly. I like renting my day-to-day clothes. And then I would say like a good pair of denim from Frame or A-Gold that you can constantly wear. You can buy some t-shirts from like, I don't know where. I like Skims has good like basics, like just body suits. This actually got from Amazon. So sometimes if I don't, get some Skims dupes off of Amazon. What else? Where else do I shop for basics? Honestly, I rent so many of my clothes because I'm going to work day to day, and I don't believe in spending my money on work clothes because I'm not doing that. I'd rather invest it in the clothes that I actually want to wear. And like a nice white button up, you can get it from like Ralph Lauren or somewhere like that. I don't know, girl, rent it. Film the glow up with Jeremiah. Yes, I'd rather just wear a dress than deal with jeans. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jackie. Girl, I appreciate that you love my vlogs, girl. That vlog went triple aluminum foil. That was, I got like 1,000 views on that vlog, which is pretty low. I was like, damn. I thought we were outside. We were at birthday parties. We were at live shows. I thought I was giving the girls something. I don't know. Maybe it's my algorithm. Who knows? What kind of account did you put it in? I forgot what I was talking about. My E-Trade account. I just put it in the S&P 500. Just the S&P 500, baby. You can't beat the S&P 500. It'll never turn its back on you. Oh, how to make the most of a prestigious grad school socially. You know what? I actually think there are other girls who probably can do that better than me because I didn't go to grad school, period. But I know Sidoni is she at Stanford or Wharton? Alexis Barber is at Wharton, I believe. Is that it? Yeah, those are the two girls that come top of mind who are currently in prestigious grad programs. I would go look at their content because, girl, I have no desire to go to grad school. Never been to grad school. But you know what? Carrie Hilson. Miss Carrie, baby. Okay, hold on. Let me scroll up because I lost y'all again. I bet he has properties. Who got properties? I can't wait to get there. Okay, hold on. Oh, Lord, I'm scrolling. So much more relatable on lives. Destin, you kind of dragged me low key, but don't worry. I'm not thin-skinned. Love your vlogs. Okay, account. Did you put it in vid on how? Okay, how did you find a tax person? Oh, child, referral. If you do have a financial advisor, your financial advisor usually will refer you to a tax person, but referral is how I found my Etsy seller. Ooh, all right, I'm gonna look that up for you in a second. Catbird, okay. Hi, Kelly Omar. Let me tell you something. Kelly Omar is my little homegirl from Google, and we've been rocking with each other ever since. What restaurant am I dying? You know what? I want to go back to Torisi. Torisi is exceptionally good. There's this app. I owe y'all so much information. Let me get on my Zoom right now. Let me get on my laptop. There's this app that you can get really hard reservations for. It is expensive. Make your man do this for you, okay? Hold on. Let me find this app. It starts with a D. Get restaurant reservation. It's like a members only club for restaurants. Hold on. Dorsia. Make your man download or apply for Dorsia, and all of these restaurants that are always like sold out, packed, difficult to get into, but you have to pay a minimum. You have to pay like a minimum to get into the members only club, and then you pay like maybe $500. You have like a $500 minimum, but so you have to eat at least $500 worth of food, but you get same day reservations at restaurants that are booked out like years in advance. So that's the pro tip. Once again, I'm not paying for that, but find you a nice little Goldman Sachs hedge fund venture capital man who is, well, not venture capital because sometimes they ain't got no money, but a nice little hedge fund. Get you a hedge fund man and you'll be eating Dorsia every week. Yeah, Torisi, I really want to try again. Are there any like good black owned restaurants? I've been to Tatiana, which I love, and I've been to Clover Hill in Brooklyn, which I also really like. It's just a little seafood forward. Clover Hill is an amazing restaurant in Brooklyn. He's the only black chef with a Michelin star in New York City. So check out Clover Hill. I went there for a brand event and it was so dope. So those two are really, really cool for black restaurants. Are there any other black restaurants or restaurants of color? I also want to go to like Chinatown and eat like dim sum or something. Okay, Omni Woods, black jewelry designer. Okay, I'll check this out. How do you organize your social calendar and travel calendar? Girl, I don't. I need to. Ooh, Viniteria, black owned Michelin star. Oh, not y'all telling Kelly Omar. Kelly is good for it though. Kelly will definitely go to a black-owned Michelin star. Kelly's one of the people. She's not one of the people, but she's one of the people. She was my girl up in Google. How do you organize your social calendar and travel calendar? I don't, girl. I don't. Things happen so last minute in New York City. It is very, very different. And oftentimes competing. I was supposed to go to Afrotech last minute. Well, I can't go to Afrotech because now I have to go to Add Color for work. I was invited to this gala 4 hours before the gala started. I had to leave work early. I don't. There are some tentpole events that I know I'm going to. I always go to Art Basel. I usually always go to Add Color. The Lynx Gala is biannual, every other year. So I always go to that. But so there are like some staple events. But other than that, in New York City, that's why you always have to be ready. Because you have to stay ready in a city like New York. Because you will get, hey girl, you got 1 hour to get here. That happens all the time here. So I don't organize it. But what I will generally offer is, what is your intention for this season of your life? Like if it's career advancement, focus on like 2 to 3 events that you want to go to. Afrotech, Add Color, and CES. And orient yourself around those things and like choose 3 tentpole events that you want to go to. Or if it's career and social, finding a mentor, or career and building community, then say I'm going to join a junior board. But maybe organize it around intention. And there are some events that happen annually, same time every year, so you can plan for that. But I don't organize it. I'm just flying by the seam of my pants as best as I can. I did not know Vinitaria was black. Oh, I didn't know if I knew it was black, but I definitely didn't know it was Michelin star. Wait, what thrift shop? Girl, I wish I knew. I have to find it in my notes. Favorite newsletters, Reddit threads. Maggie Sellers. I love that girl. I'm actually surprised she's not more popular. I mean, she still has like 150,000, but she's a beautiful girl, brilliant, eating the girls up. And I'm always like, how are you not? Sometimes I do feel like if you're too put together, so I think people like to see a journey with someone. Oh, hold on, let me not get kicked out this live. Okay. I think some people like to see a journey, and I think she's also older. She's probably closer to my age, early 30s. But Maggie Sellers has a newsletter. I think she sends out weekly or daily that she's so interesting, especially if you're an entrepreneur. She has such interesting insights, takes. She's kind of she's not glow up specifically, but she talks a lot about personal development, professional development, and she's a baddie. She's gorgeous. I love her. I used to subscribe to Hannah Bronfman's newsletter, HB Fit, but I don't think she's doing that anymore. Dang, is that it? Hannah Bronfman and Maggie Sellers. And then my friend Imani Ellis from CultureCon, I believe, also has one that I tune into, but I don't think a lot of the girls are newsletter girlies. Mine is actually my favorite newsletter, because I actually took the greatest hits of everything that I loved from all the newsletters. If there is one thing you need to do is subscribe to my newsletter. It is, girls, tell it in the chat. Ain't my newsletter good? I give you homework every week. I give you a mood board. I give you your glow up tip of the month. It is robust, okay? So my newsletter is my favorite newsletter, but Maggie Sellers, I think, is a very close second. Ooh, Art Basel this year. What are your favorite events to attend? Ooh, girl, you gonna have a time. You have your looks together? Are we together for Art Basel? The Amex brunch is one of my favorite events. I need to see if it's still happening this year though, because I haven't heard anything about it. My friend puts it on, but we need to double check that it's happening. The Amex brunch though is always the place to be. Art Basel is changing a lot. I've been going for like 5 years now. And when I first started going, it was very like artsy, hoity-toity. It's a lot more commercial. All things are a lot more commercial now. Martha's Vineyard is pretty commercial. I'm sure Canada's going to get even more commercial. People are finding out about the things, you know, partially me, I'm the people, but I'm the one spreading the gospel. But it's a little bit more commercial now. So before, they used to have a lot of like artist brunches and things like that. I don't know if they do that as much, but my big piece of advice is stay as close to the Soho House as you can. And if you can find someone who has a Soho House membership, that's where all the parties and events are happening. The Amex brunch, and girl, another pro tip is, if I were you, let's say you're in a city and networking, I would not give hotel bar advice normally, but if you're not invited to things and you're kind of just in the city, go to really nice hotels in the city where that event is happening. Not for the intention of like picking up a man, blah, 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 but like you end up networking. Like so many people are staying in that hotel, getting breakfast in that hotel. You might end up, like hotels are a big common ground at a lot of these big, like Hotel Carlton is huge. That's where everyone is taking their lunch meetings, business meetings. In Essence Fest, is it the Four Seasons? I think the Four Seasons is like the hotel that everyone goes to and networks at. Like not in a weird way, but if you don't know where to go to the nice, like the Nobu Hotel, Soho House if you can, and just sit there and you'll meet a ton of people. Social clubs, event galas in DC. I need to get on my DC tip, y'all. I know of HQ and I know of the Gathering Spot. Events, social clubs. Juneteenth at the White House was fun. There was something else that just happened at the White House recently. What? Oh, was it the Olympics or something? I don't know, man. DC is so weird. DC is such like a politico town. I don't really navigate DC like that. I know of HQ. I know of the Gathering Spot. I know of Juneteenth at the White House that I went to. Do y'all be having fun in DC? Every time I go to DC, well, let me not say too much. I love a girl from DC though, and a man from DC too. But do y'all enjoy DC? Tell me the truth. What's the vibe? What's it giving? Girl, yes, I still work in corporate. 4 days a week, senior leader, big girl job. Whew. Am I nervous about next week? Of course, extremely. But anytime I'm nervous about something, I have to just center myself on the fact that it is, well, exactly what about next week? My birthday or the masterclass? I'm talking about the masterclass. My birthday, no. Everything is data. Everything is information. Winning, failing, losing, succeeding, flopping, the best thing ever. Everything is data. Everything is information that will help me make better decisions and more informed decisions in the future. But I have prepared. I've done what I needed to do. And so, yeah, I feel amazing. And I know the content that I know other people would love to see, and that I wish I had. And I'm centering it around what I wish I had. And yeah, I'll just leave it there. We're ready for the next newsletter. Oh, archive. That's a really good question. I want to archive them somewhere. I don't have them archived. But maybe one day. I need to figure out how to make this money though, because I'm giving a lot of content for free. So I need to figure out, do I have it behind a paywall, the archives? Let's see. The next newsletter will be coming in the next week or two. Will I be watching the Love is Blind reunion? Girl, I stopped watching Love is Blind. It's so boring. It's so boring. I'm sorry. I watched the TikToks on it, but how could it be? I feel like the producers this season, dropping the ball. How are y'all missing every major fight and we only see the aftermath? How is so much drama has happened. We've gotten some of the greatest villains of Love is Blind, and yet I cannot stay awake through an episode. What I am watching is Real Housewives of Potomac and Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Let me tell you, if I were ever to do a housewife show, which the only reality TV show I would ever do is Real Housewives. The producers of all of these shows have reached out. Love is Blind, all of them. They reach out to all the girls. And I always say no, but there is one franchise I would go on, and that would be Real Housewives of Brooklyn, Real Housewives of New York, whatever you want to put me in. Oh, Summer House has reached out to me. The ROI is not high enough in those shows. Housewives, maybe, I don't know. Summer's House, Martha's Vineyard, I just don't think the ROI is strong enough. I don't know. Maybe I made a mistake, but it's difficult when you work a job because you have to kind of weigh the pros and cons. And if you have a serious big girl job, you really can't work in corporate too much longer after you do reality TV. So I don't know. I didn't think it was worth it. Maybe I probably would have blown up by now if I was on one of the Bachelor, one of those shows, but I don't know. Should I have done it, y'all? But whatever. I like to be an enigma. Anyways, but Real Housewives, Bronwyn. Are y'all familiar with the woman that is Bronwyn? The fashions, she's gagging the girl, she's gathering the girl, she's performing like an OG housewife. I love Bronwyn. I love Miss Karen Huger. Those are my girls. That's the kind of TV I watch. And now I'm watching Beauty in Black. I'm on episode 4 and it's delicious. Episode 5, it's bomb. How do you earn respect as a young person in the workspace? You know what? I think respect is so subtle. And I think people give you very trite advice. Like, da, 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 da. Respect is so subtle. Because I have a direct report. She has, how do I describe her? She has self-authority in a way that everyone respects her. Very much so. How that shows up is someone will be walking by and be like, hey guys, how are you? And sometimes I am very friendly and very easygoing in the workplace because I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm talking about. So I don't really have to do too much. But what I respect about her is people will come around and be like, hey guys, how are you? What's going on? How was your weekend? And she'll always be like, hi, I'm well, how are you? Short. She's not kikiing. She's not hey. She doesn't self-deprecate. She doesn't engage in self-deprecating. And I think when you're a junior, sometimes you're willing to deprecate yourself or willing to be laugh at yourself in front of people. She doesn't do that. She'll be like, I'm sorry, what do you mean? She'll gag. She's respectful, but she doesn't, she carries herself that you wouldn't necessarily recognize how young she is. So sometimes it's I feel curating a persona is not always about being loud and big. And sometimes it's about the subtle ways that you answer a question or the subtle ways where you shut down. Someone's trying to make fun of you, but you kind of shut it down. Creating this aura of a lack of familiarity, creating distance, I think is a way to give respect. You still want to be friendly and cordial, but you don't need to be so warm and you don't need to be so close. People don't need to know so much of your life. And I think that plus being good at your job, plus speaking the language of your organization, those two things. But I think disrespect comes when there's over-familiarity, especially as a young person. And also, older people know how eager young people are to please. And when you don't have that eagerness, you're respected. My ideal style is a pixie cut, your natural hair and a pixie cut. Ooh, child. Struggling to find someone to do it or someone to emulate. I can't be natural. I got that perm every 4 weeks. That creamy crack. Okay. I have a preppy clothing style, short pixie cut. Ooh, love it, yoga freak. Who is a psychic? Sis, drop the detail of this psychic. Ciao. Oh my gosh. Well, her name is Tosh. I'm not gonna say it again. So if you didn't catch it, you didn't catch it. But the thing is, what I don't want y'all doing is going to her. I'm telling you, y'all, it was a flash in the pan 5 years ago. So many of my friends have went to her and it's been a flash. And she's not inexpensive. She's a couple hundred. So I'm wary of doing that, but try it if you want to. I love you too, Nazia. Oh, child, y'all working me out. Burner, TikTok. Can you elaborate more on how to conduct one-on-ones during the first 90 days? What should be highlighted? I think you should go into every one-on-one with an intention. And your intention should be, I want this person to leave knowing more about me, understanding that I'm competent, and I want to leave with understanding more about them and what their priorities are. And that should help you dictate what the question should be. I love this for you. Hi, oh my gosh. Hi, Champagne Mommy. When will I have a new cohort of mentees? Girl, in the next 3 months, once this cohort is done. Ooh, psychics bring demons into your life. I believe that. That's why I didn't want to talk about it, because I knew the portal would be open and y'all would start talking about demons and all this stuff. So that's why I said, I don't even want to talk about it, but here we are. Now I got demons. I would have to have staff. Let me tell you something. The man that I marry, actually no, let me not say that, because who knows whoever God has in store for me. But I know I need staff. If I have a kid, I definitely need staff. Ramit, the money guy. Yes, Josh Regis. That's who I was talking about. Thank you, Neoma. What are your tips on holding memorable thank you, Boo, on holding memorable convos with people at events? I would say if you're wanting to hold memorable convos with people at events, ask questions, be an active listener, see where their eyes, thank you, boo, see where their eyes light up. If they light up talking about their kid, if they light up talking about their Hermes bag, then double click on that and ask them more questions. People are narcissistic. People want to talk about themselves. Give them the space to do that. People hate their jobs. People hate their kids. People hate their spouse. Give them an opportunity to escape with you by like, oh my God, let them ramble about whatever they want to ramble about. That's a really helpful way. Have conviction about a topic. I think that's really like makes you memorable. Like if you have an extreme passion, you don't really come across passionate people or people with interesting takes. I think that's really helpful. Yes, Katina Ramit. I bet he has properties. Yes. Thank you, Washington CSA. Washington CSA lit up the roads. I know that's right. Light me up. What else we got? Do you do consulting? You're so knowledgeable. Girl, yes. Hit that link in my bio. Yes, Liza, you about to be an admin. Money experts do not buy it. Yes, that is exactly the podcast I was talking about. Thank you, Washington CSA. Let's see, what else are you talking about? I sent my friends money and call it. What friends you sending money? Hold on. Baden B, report to the principal's office. What friends you sending money and for what? See, this is what keeps us broke. Well, Baden Lim, I'm not even talking about you anymore. Generally, what keeps a lot of us broke, us people of color, is we be sending money to our friends and our family back home. White people don't do that. I was talking to my white coordinator today. Young, he's 21. He comes from a clearly upper middle class family. That man was like, oh yeah, all of the family, he grew up in St. Louis, all of the families that he grew up with, their children inherit their accounting business, property business, their children inherit it. They never have to send money back home. They never have to send money to their family. And it's difficult, but some of us need better boundaries with our friends and our family, because you will end up going broke feeding your mama and your papa who made bad financial decisions. You are not responsible for their poor financial decisions. Clock it. Still help your family. I help my family all the time. I'm never saying doing that, but not to my detriment, only if I got it. And my parents also don't. Well, my mom and my brother don't really ask me for that much anymore anyways, because I'm going to say no. Unless it is something dire, we going to have to figure out a financial plan for you to get it on your own. That is why Black people be struggling sometimes. Okay. Destiny, I know. January, cold birthdays are dove. I think cold birthdays are the you automatically got to go out of town if you have a cold birthday. I would never be a chairman. Okay, chairman. Do you have advice on pivoting your career? What are you trying to pivot into, Katina? That will help me determine, because pivot, sometimes it requires you going to school, getting a certificate. Sometimes it's just networking. What you trying to pivot? Teeth is white. Thanks, boo. All right. Do I need to use my Invisalign? TheraBreath mouthwash. That's what you need to do. Drink coffee and wine out of a straw. I don't really drink coffee and wine that much, but drink it out of a straw. How old are you turning? Redacted. Nene would be so proud of you. White refrigerator. Don't make me call Portia. Now, what did she say? Let's go to the studio and drop some beats. I love Lenithia. I know all of her thing. How can you get into Miss Carrie, baby? Thank you, Mari. You know I blush every time you give me a doppelganger. What's wrong with tech sales? Girl, nothing's wrong with tech sales. I'm just not in it. Yeah, I'll be working. Angeline, how can you get into music besides LinkedIn? I got into music accidentally. There was a job opening. I'm not, and the thing is, I'm not in music, and I think that's what is difficult. I think a lot of people are assuming if you're in music, you're in A&R, you're in artist development, artist management. I'm not even at a label. The organization that I work for has a bunch of different music labels, as they all do, like Interscope and all of the smaller labels report into one larger label. I'm on the corporate side of a large label company. So I say all that to say, you don't have to be in music. Like, there's a huge legal team. There's a huge finance department. There's a huge business and legal affairs team. There's a huge international marketing team. Only if you want to do something that's really specific to music, they're going to require you to have music experience. But it's a business at the end of the day. This is the most corporate job I've ever had, music. So also be wary if you want to get into music. It's very corporate. Face beat all the time, period. I'm on a DIB council at work. Would love to connect with you about your journey. Whoo, child. Good luck to you. But yes, what's up with tech sales? Oh my God, did I shade tech sales? I didn't mean to. Child, I'm just not in it. My name is Bennett and I'm not in it. Lash details, y'all always ask me for my lash details. I don't even like them half the time. I get up to 9 to 14, the longest in the middle. What's your favorite country you recommend? Ooh, it depends on what your vibe is, girl. Depends on what your vibe is. What's my favorite country? Okay. I liked France a lot. I loved Cannes, the south of France. During Cannes, that was life-changing. But that might have been because it was Cannes. I love Jamaica. I'm Jamaican, so easy, Jamaica. I love Jamaica. For like a vacation, Caribbean. I also think Jamaica has a lot of culture. I think some Caribbean islands feel a little too oriented around tourism. Jamaica is real. Jamaica don't give up. I'm also a Spain girl. I used to speak fluent Spanish back in the day, and so I love Spain. I like the food in Spain too. Oh, I love Barcelona. That actually might be one of my favorite places. Maybe it's time to entertain full-time entrepreneurship. Girl, once I get these checks, who is my husband? Where is your scooter? That's where I need to. Once I get my man, full-time entrepreneurship. Right now, I'm getting not enough money from this TikTok thing to upkeep my lifestyle. But let me tell y'all, that first little hedge fund man that comes into my life, this finger is gonna be sickening. No, I feel like God is keeping me single because he said, it's time for you to make it on your own, sister. And I hear him loud and clear. Sim, south of France. I love Saint-Tropez. Oof, I love it. But you have to be ready for that kind of vibe. It is very I did not like going out in Saint-Tropez. We would only go shopping, day trips, yachts, gorgeous. All of it was stunning, but yeah. Must have boots this fall. I love Chanel boots. I love Schutz. If you want something more affordable, SCHUTZ. The Chanel boots with like the toe at the top. Who else has cute boots? Did Bottega come out with some boots or did I make that up? Bottega might have some boots. Who else has a cutesy bootsy? Oh, well, clearly not shark boots anymore. Y'all burnt them out, according to Miss Lotto. I actually never owned shark boots though, so she's not talking to me. She's talking to y'all. Just kidding. I think the shark boots are so cute. Keep wearing them if you got them. Soho Farmhouse. Ooh. I've never been to Farmhouse. Ooh, but that is out there. Providing Rich Girl, It Girl mentorship. Girl, what is Rich Girl, It Girl mentorship? Tell me more. TikTok thrives off of authenticity. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just be. You're enough. Girl, I appreciate that. But child, I don't know until my mama be watching this. My boss be watching this. I hear y'all. But are y'all going to pay my rent if I get fired for some of this too real content? Okay, Me Too corporate conservatism. Yes, that's the thing. I was born in the wrong era. If I were 5 years younger, I didn't care as much. Y'all, I would be rich. Gen Z, I'm never showing my messy room. I know. The girls love a messy room, a messy hair. My face is breaking out. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm not there yet. Oh, I'm 40 something. You help me glow up. Thank you, honey. That makes me so happy. Do you keep being you? You're super sweet and generous. Aw, thanks, honey. Kier, y'all asking me how old I am. Redacted. Oh, thank you, Shayna. Be you. You're relatable to us. That pixies everything. Thank you, Shayna. What did you do for a living? You know, I just thought of, y'all know who I'm talking about. That's what I was just given just now. Leo from Love is Blind. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking? Girl, I'm a senior director of diversity at a big old corporation. Prim and Papara. Yes, Miss Stush, as the Jamaicans say. Being relatable is overrated. Period. That's the thing. TikTok is a vehicle. TikTok is a vehicle to get somewhere else. And I feel like, stick with me on this thought as I think it aloud. I think there is an expectation. I don't know. I feel like white girls can get away with being relatable. Like Alex Earl can become a million. Like stick with me. I'm finding it. And I also don't need to turn everything into a think piece. But white girls can get away with being relatable and messy. I don't know if I was showing vomit-stained t-shirts in my dorm room and puking on Friday nights. I don't know if it would get there. I mean, think about Clark, who is like the Alex Earl or Monet. Clark went to Columbia. You know, the girl is beat all the time. The outfits hit every time. So I don't know if the same advice applies. I do think Black women, unfortunately, have to be beyond reproach. Let me charge my phone because it's dying. I do think they have to be beyond reproach. I do think in order for Black women to go do well on this platform, there has to be a component of aspiration, unfortunately. And once again, like I said, it's not that I don't want to be unrelatable. I'm also in a different life stage than the majority of my followers. The majority of you all are in your 20s. So what is normal for me in my 30s might feel unrelatable, but y'all will be doing that in your 30s. Like, I wasn't traveling to Cannes and the south of France and at a Van Cleef table at 25, but I'm not 25. So it may feel unapproachable or unrelatable, but it's the reality of my life. And to other 30-year-olds, it doesn't feel that crazy. Well, it probably does. Yes, girl, I'm a millennial. But you know what I realized? I'm only 5 years away from being a Gen Z. Which I didn't realize. Well, actually, I don't even know if that's that good because the whole swath of the age is 15 years. So 5 out of 15 is not even that close to a Gen Z. Okay, whatever. Everyone is not being relatable. Exactly. Coming to New York, 13-16. Doing a dinner with Pharrell. Okay, Jazzy J, stun on us. Tell us more about this dinner with Pharrell, November 13th through 16th. Unfortunately, that's actually a big conference weekend. A lot of people will be at AdColor and a lot of people will be at Afrotech. So I actually don't know I won't even be in town, so I don't know what's going on. But always Soho House, Zero Bond, those you can't go wrong. How to find a good tailor. I don't know, Google reviews. And I also just find somewhere that's close to my house. Honestly, for tailoring, for me, proximity is the easiest thing because you got to drop stuff off and you need it back and you got to go. I don't like running all around town for everything that I need to do. Yes, Chinatown does have. Am I reeling? Strip extensions. I don't wear strip. No shade. I just don't know how to put them on. Good dentist in the city. I used to go to Dental House in Chelsea. Can I see the necklaces? Yes, girl. These are regular Etsy necklaces. Triple platinum. Oh, thank you. Call her Juicy. For some reason, I don't see your videos unless I go to your page. I know, something is going on. I'm going triple aluminum foil right now, but it is what it is. Man, I scrolled all the way down again. Ooh. Ciao. Let me go back up. Let me scroll. Brooklyn Chop. I've never been to Brooklyn Chop House. You know that? Okay, I think I'm close. Advice if you're feeling unmotivated. That's a great question. If you're feeling unmotivated, one thing I would recommend is Googling wellness wheel. It will help you, because oftentimes when you feel unmotivated, you don't know the source of it. You're kind of just like, I just generally feel meh. Google wellness wheel and do that exercise. It's essentially the components of your well-being, and it will help you target, like, am I feeling meh because of relationships, because of my career, because of my finances, because of my social life? And that will give you clarity on why you're not feeling super motivated. And also, do you have anything in your life that you look forward to, or are you just going through the motions? If you're just going through the motions, it's very easy to feel unmotivated. But like, find small things to look forward to, and that will help with motivation. I do have an Amazon storefront. Girl, I need to find the link for that. It's a lot. I have it somewhere though. I think it's JKT823. JKT823. Can you share your experience going to prep school? Woof. And then an elite university, hated prep school, horrible. I was like one of 4 black girls, hated it. In the suburbs of Massachusetts, torture. There was nothing redeeming about that experience aside from the education. But then going to Northwestern was really awesome because even though it wasn't a ton of black people, it was still much more than I was used to. And I met black people from Atlanta for the first time. I met black people from LA, and I met black people from all over the world. And it felt like I had an HBCU experience within a PWI, which I know people say, no, you didn't. But at that point, we were 6% black, which is not a lot. And my school wasn't that big, but still we were very close. There was black sororities, black fraternities. So I think the adage of like, you need to go to an all-white school to help prepare you for the world is false. I don't think that's helpful. I do think though that my prep school helped me academically so much because it was so, both my prep school and Northwestern are theoretical based. They're Northwestern doesn't even have like a finance major. I think the most technical major we have computer science, and then we have like econ, but you're not going to get super technical majors because they care about making you think. It is like a very theory, research oriented school. And my middle school and high school is also like that too. Like you were taught to be smart. And I think that methodology of teaching has kept me intellectually curious and like really smart to this day versus or optimizing for a test or optimizing for passing this thing. They like these, I feel like some schools have a way of teaching that encourages you to be brilliant. And I think both of my schools did that. Those are the redeeming qualities of those schools. Brooklyn Chop House. What is Brooklyn Chop House? Again, it's a steakhouse. Is it black owned? It is black owned. I think it is. Is it actually in Brooklyn? That's a question. I've never been to Houston, Biscuits and Jam. Oh, I've only been to IAD for a second. Do I need to be in Houston? Who's in Houston? I hear the girls are in Houston. Well, I don't know. Anwar says the guys out there are not it. But I you know where I heard the men are? Dallas. The men are in Dallas. Girl, if you follow me on YouTube, I put all of my lives up on there, so I will definitely say it. Thank you, 360 Degrees of Wellness. You will be at Art Basel. I will see you there, Crystal. We need an Excel spreadsheet of events happening. Girl, y'all be wearing me out. Child, I just did a video on 2025 events that you need to go to. So I've done my due diligence. I have done my work, you know. I've done what I can. Any advice on brand managers? I need a manager. Do you mean like, are you an influencer, creator, personal brand? Tell me more. But honestly, no, I don't really have that much advice. How does your job feel about your online presence? They don't know for the most part. Don't tell them anything. My manager is also a very, not online person, but she's sort of like a corporate celebrity. If you know who Bozoma St. John is, that's not my manager, but she's kind of similar to that. And Bozoma St. John's on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So I think she's okay with it. And I don't think many people at my job know or care. And I'm also in music, entertainment. So I think it's a little, if I worked in finance, if I worked in consulting, it would be a dub. But even at Google, there were some girls who were influencers at Google, and I don't think people really care. You could really get away with anything at Google. I think the issue is the more senior you become, and I'm now getting to the point where it's kind of difficult. Oh my gosh, I want to go to Ramen by Ra so badly. Have y'all been? I really want to try that black-owned ramen spot. Yes, I want to go there. Hi, Jody. If you ever need a virtual assistant, girl, Kimberly, DM me because I need some help. Tamara, why would you say that on this live? Girl, you need to leave. Girl, get out of here. Love Maggie Sellers. Yes. What do I have a degree in? Girl, communications and urban policy. I thought I was going to be a city planner. But you have to take so many engineering classes. Follow her, love her. I'm over here trying to cook dinner and take notes. Girl, what you making for dinner? Who's Dua Lipa? Oh, I know who Dua Lipa is. Oh, Dua Lipa has a newsletter? Who was the last newsletters, girly? Archive your newsletters, please. Y'all be ordering me around in this chat. Oh, Imani Ellis, Ellis. How do you sign up for the newsletter? Go to the link in my bio, drop your email in that first pop-up, and now you're in my contacts list. And the newsletter is coming out in the next week. It's usually the first week of the month. So yeah, we got a little bit of time. Let's see. No Soho House in Atlanta. I know, sorry, honey. Atlanta is the Wild West, baby. It's a little ra-ta-ta-ta. Oh, Maggie Sellers, it's not C, it's S-E-L-L. If you Google Maggie, S-E-L-L-E-R-S, yes. Imani Ellis, E-L-L-I-S. Thoughts on starting a social club? Girl, go for it, do it. The thing is, figure out what is your intention with it? Are you trying to make money from it? Then is it a virtual social club? Are you trying to have a brick and mortar? That's a lot of capital. What is it, black specific? Just figure out. But yeah, girl, do it. Do it if you want to. DC, tell me more about. You know where I want to go in DC? Salamander Hotel. It's not DC. I want to go to the one in Fredericksburg. What is that city? That city. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Wine event on DC is not New York. I don't know if I can get jiggy with DC. Jiggy with DC. Oh my gosh. All of y'all are starting social clubs. Tell me more about these social clubs. Are they like dinner clubs? Are they virtual? Fortune and Forks is an amazing virtual social club if you want to learn more about that. How do you get invited to the Juneteenth at White House? Girl, have a man who would get you in. That's how I got in, but we're not together anymore. So they won't be seeing me again. But yeah, you got to be on a list of President Biden. That's really how it is. Or you like work in politics. It's fine. It's not a must-go-to event. Houston is hosting Afrotech in November. Ooh, there's a sheets. Tell us how to get the spreadsheet, sis. DC is little. Come to New York. New York is not repetitive. How do you have a career like Liza? Girl, you working me for this money today. How do you have a career life coach? If so, how'd you go find? Do you have a career life coach? I have had one. I've had both. Referrals. My career coach was someone that I worked with. She actually worked on my team. She was getting free coaching, or I got free coaching because she was getting her coaching certificate. So I don't know if there is a repository, but there's a lot of these coaching programs, and you have to do 180 hours of coaching before you become a coach. So oftentimes they will do free coaching or highly discounted coaching before they become a certified coach, and it's still just as good. They've been through all the training. They just haven't done all the hours. So I would find someone if you're looking for a discount. And then Cynthia Ocelli was my like coach. She's not here on TikTok. She has like I think a pretty small following, but Cynthia Occelli, Ocelli. I don't know. You guys got to do a little bit of work and find her, but she was good. She was kind of like more of like a femininity, spirituality, chakras, healing, but she was good. Maggie Sellers, you guys found her. Substack. DC is a snooze. Oh my God, I love Salt Lake City. Okay, nope, you good for not doing it. Makes you look accessible. Child, I forget what we're talking about at this point, but thank you, boo. Don't do it, girl. Oh, reality TV, the Grand Dame. Oh yes, I give Tamron Hall. Tamron Hall is who I really need to be. That's right. That's who I'm trying to give. Tamron Hall, that is my sister in Christ. No reality TV, the drama. But let me tell y'all something. I would never have to work again. Let me get on that camera. I would never work again. Cheapened. Who do you think had a brand that was elevated? From Portia Williams, I'll tell you that. That lady is worth $40 million from reality TV. Who else did reality TV work for? Nene Leakes? Some people, though, I feel like it didn't help at all. That girl on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, what was her name? The anesthesiologist. I feel like that was the worst decision she could have done. Even the Asian housewife. What was her name again? Crystal. She didn't need to do the housewives. She was already rich. Who else? Oh, New York housewives. I don't think it's a good look for them. Yeah, housewives, you really got to deliver. You really got to make it work for you. Be a super villain or be super funny or super interesting. But sometimes it's just a dub. Even like Martha's Vineyard, once again, I enjoy, but I don't know how much the ROI is unless it becomes a super popular franchise too, because some of the franchises aren't even that popular. Substack, yes, Substack for archived newsletters. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna do it, I promise. Any advice for single mom on her glow up journey? The thing is, why I struggle, because sometimes people will be like, any advice for someone who is a person with disabilities, single mom, but I don't think my advice changes that much. I just think you have to curate it a little more. The main thing I would tell you to prioritize is like, and I'm also saying this because I'm not a mother, and I'm not a mother, not a single mother, so it's difficult for me to give advice from a perspective that I don't hold. What I can only share from what I can assume and infer. So if it doesn't resonate, that's okay too. Number one, I would say get comfortable asking for help. I feel like motherhood generally is this overstimulating process, and being able to learn how to like lean into support, help, community, I think is incredibly important. And from what I've heard, once again, is this concept of mom guilt around like prioritizing yourself feels like a deficit from your child. If you're not focusing on your child and you're like doing something for you, there's like a lot of guilt and shame that can come from that. And even just like thinking about my own journey, when my mom prioritized her, my mom was overly involved in my life. She was obsessed with me, which I love in a lot of ways, but I actually wish she wasn't. So it would have been helpful for me. My mother now actually is a very independent woman. She has a fabulous life. She's always at brunch. She's always in the vineyard. She's always doing stuff. And I love seeing that version of her. And I wish I had a little bit more of that when I was younger. So there's a way to model independence and living a full and whole life that you shouldn't feel guilty about, because your daughter or your child might actually really appreciate seeing that. Nice is a coping mechanism. Yes, nice is familiarity breeds content. Okay, y'all, we're preaching in here. People say I'm serious a lot of the times. I can't, I don't know. Sometimes in the workplace, I'd rather be serious. Serious. Any pets? Do you want a pet? Child, I had a son, Kingston, who was a Cavapoo. He's in boarding school with my mother. He lives with my mom now. Couldn't do it. Had him for 3-4 months, and he was a pandemic puppy. No, he had to get out of my house. I just paid child support. So he lives with my mama, and I pay child support, aka daycare fees and vet fees, and I come and visit him and ship toys. I'm a deadbeat, I'm a deadbeat mother, and I am not ashamed to say it. It's motherhood, single, yeah, it was not, I'm not a mother right now. I'm not a mother. You don't have any demons. Yeah, child, I know you ain't got no demons. I know I'm blessed. Love your makeup. Do you do tutorials, girl? Hair and makeup tutorials, I don't find myself enough of an expert. Oh my God, you have a cockapoo named Kingston? Twin, are you Jamaican too? Sorry, I keep on scrolling all the way down. Girl, y'all, I keep on scrolling all the way down. And I missed everything. Oh, I want to go to Peru. I just saw someone's comment around wanting to go to Peru. I really want to go to Peru. I was just with my, she's the head of our Asia markets, and we just had a one-on-one, and she is from, where is she? She's from a Latin American country. I forget where. And she was like, girl, Peru. She was like, Peru, Argentina, and is it Bolivia? No, Peru, Argentina. She was like, one will make you feel like you're in Mexico. Maybe it was Bolivia, will make you feel like you're in Mexico. Peru will make you feel like you're in Asia, and Argentina will make you feel like you're in Europe. She was like, do those 3 countries and you will have like the totally different experience. Okay, I'm back up. TikTok needs to work on the scroll for their birthdays instead of going, hey, Haiti, I'm from Haiti, I'm gonna feed my family in need. Okay, girl, go ahead and do that. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm from Jamaica. We can go rat-a-tat-tat for each other. But what I am saying is not to your own detriment. Just be mindful. Just be, or do it. Actually, you know what? Who am I? Who am I? They live in better back home than we are. Look, you don't have to listen to me at all. I'm going from HR and TA manager level insurance, going from HR and talent acquisition manager level to insurance as a trainee. Okay, I got it. Girl, that's okay. That is okay. The amount of people who have had to pivot and start over at the bottom, just make sure this is what you really want to do. You have the skill sets and the passion to execute on this, because at the end of the day, if being in HR and being in talent acquisition, you were only going to get to here, yeah, maybe you start here, but you end up surpassing where you would be because you're so talented in it and you have mentors and sponsors and you're passionate. Girl, it's never too late for a pivot. Did y'all see Daniel Rosenberg of Schiaparelli was homeless 5 years ago? Yeah. So, girl, start over whenever you need to. How many times did you jump to companies? I leave a job every 2 to 3 years, sometimes 4 months. I'm out of there. If I'm not loving it, if I'm not enjoying it, if it's stressing me out, I'm gone. And there's this adage of like, oh my God, you're gonna look like a company hopper. Who cares? So what? I told Google, I was at my job when I applied for Google. I was at my job for 3 months. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I interviewed for Google. They were like, so you're only been at your job for 3 months. Why are you looking to leave? It's not a fit for me. It was a government job. I was like, it's not a fit for me. I'm trying a bunch of different industries. I tried finance. I tried government. I'm even more clear on what sort of industry I can thrive in. That is tech. And they were like, cool. No further questions. Girl, hop. Make that money, and you only really make money when you leave jobs every 2 to 3 years. Leave that job. Unless some people have had amazing, like there's some people who have amazing careers at their job. If you're getting promoted, if you are getting different experiences, skill set, you're a highly respected leader, don't leave. But if you're having an average experience and you're kind of just in coasting mode and you're not really getting promoted, because let's be serious, you don't really make a lot more money when you're promoted internally at these companies. You make the money when you leave from one company to another. Then consider leaving. Always do pros and cons. Y'all keep on talking about tech sales. Anyone, y'all help Jackie, my tech sale girl. I keep on scrolling to the bottom. Y'all help Jackie, my tech sale girlies. Because I don't know. I never worked in tech sales. I never worked there. Lori Harvey always looks good, period. I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm going to get back to her because I love Lori Harvey. You know Lori Harvey is that girl. Can you talk about a time in your career when you took a not an ideal job that moved your career forward? That's such a good question, T-Dot. I took a job at a startup that I knew I didn't want, but it was a leadership role and it was strategic and it was intentional. I was at a individual contributor level at Google. It's really hard to become a manager. I was like individual contributor, entry level manager level at Google. And then I became the head of a department at a startup. I knew I was not gonna get a role like that at a large tech company. I knew I was never gonna become like the head of blah, 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 blah at Facebook or Meta or whatever. So sometimes you have to work at a startup, a smaller firm, a nonprofit in order to get that senior level position. I knew the resourcing was not gonna be right. I knew the company was not a total fit for me. But what I did know, and you also have to figure out what's important to you in that season. What was important to me in that season was leadership opportunities, getting a big title, and training. Getting an opportunity to build something from the ground up. And I got all of those things. Would I take that job today? No, absolutely not. But what's important to me now is work-life balance, is visibility, is having my job give me opportunities, is being a part of senior leadership. That's what's important to me now. I'm not really looking to build a ton of new skills, but that job was like getting an MBA in 2 years. So figure out what's important to you, but be strategic. There is absolutely going to be a time where you have to take a job. If you're really committed to this career ascension thing, you probably will have to take a job you don't want, but does it make sense long-term? What is the big ROI? That role was so senior that after that, I automatically started qualifying for senior director, VP positions. Even though I was still a little bit on the younger side, not super young, I was probably 30 when I was done with that job, but VP roles only at big companies. But that's because I was already ahead of a department. Had I stayed at Google, I would probably be like a manager, senior manager. It would be I would probably come in at associate director or so. Sometimes you got to take that. And I negotiated for that title. The title of my job that I was supposed to take at the start was actually supposed to be manager. And I was like, I'm not leaving Google to be a manager somewhere else. So I said, even if it's comp-wise less than what a head of a traditional department makes, I will take the comp was still more than I was making at Google, but I will take the okay comp in order to get the title, because I know I can parlay this title into comp and title at my next place. They don't know the difference. The next company will only see I'm the head of this department. They won't know exactly what I was making, and now I can ask for and demand VP comp at a major company. So parlay, play this thing. Okay, I think I'm back at the top. Let's see. Favorite YouTubers. I love Aaliyah's face. You know I love Aaliyah's face. That is my girl. I think she's someone who does relatable and aspirational very well. She's funny. She has personality. I love her. I don't know. A lot of the girls don't really give it for me. My inspiration comes from my friends in real life. Jamie Chua. I love Jamie Chua. I love Cassie. What's that girl Cassie's name? Cassie Thorpe. Cassie Thorpe is my girl. I love girls who are like, I don't really watch my peers on YouTube as much. I watch girls who have like the 6,000 Birkins and Hermes collections. Oh, my girl. No, there is one girl who I love on YouTube. Heart Evangelista. I love Heart. That girl she's so sweet. She's so fun. I think I watch more celebrities. I don't watch a ton of my peers on YouTube, but I do love Aaliyah's face. I think her name is like Brianna Gonna girl. And yeah, those are probably like the only two I really watch. I've been watching Aaliyah's face for a long time though. She I think is an amazing, relatable. She does content so well. She's so gifted at that. I really do love her. Diana Blossoms. Next newsletter, girl, first week of November. Can you talk about Korea? Okay, we already talked about that. Go to Peru, bestie. Girl, I really want to go to Peru. I had a lot of friends who go to Peru and they love it. They say it's like one of the most Michelin star, like in a small concentration. Food is bomb. Hermes does have some nice boots. Okay, Blue Mary Bouquet, redacted. I love Nice, yes, do well, period. Lori Harvey always looks good. 45. Oh, thank you, Alicia Ford. Millennial here, being rated. Thank you, the VLR brand. 50. I love that. Does your house have a signature scent? Y'all, I would love to really be on that type of time these days, but honestly, work is ruining my life. I come home and I'm trying my best. That's why I say I need to get back on my life. But I do love in New York, Harlem Candle Co. They have amazing diffusers. I have a bunch of diffusers all throughout my home. I usually use those diffusers, candles. Someone gave me a Baccarat candle that I have refused to light. It's somewhere in here, but Le Labo has incredible candles. But I don't have one scent profile throughout my home. Like I said, I am really just trying to stay alive over here. I wish I had the time and intentionality to focus on like scent profiles, and I really want to redo my space. I've had the same decor for the past 3 or 4 years, but y'all, I think I'm gonna get a promotion in the next year. I have to be on this, so child, doing the best I can with what I got. Advice if you're extremely introverted. Advice if you're extremely introverted and have extreme social anxiety, but you own your own business and you need to network to grow. Girl, you better get out there. Think of networking as part of your job. I think we think of networking as a social thing or as a frivolous thing or as a friend thing or popularity. This is an extension of your job. And just the same way that you have to do stuff for your job that you don't like talking to them clients, doing your budget, networking is part of that. Goal it out and be intentional, but that's like, there's a shadow side to entrepreneurship, and that is one of the shadow sides. Why is ad color the same dates as Afrotech? I know. Well, never mind. Did attending prep school help you with building your network? No, not at all. I don't talk to anybody from prep school. The only thing I would say it helped with slightly is I just had really robust experiences at a very young age. Like I lived in Spain when I was younger, and I spoke all these languages, and I took Chinese and I took Spanish and I did crew and stuff. But I don't really think that like massively helps me. If I'm being, how many times is me doing crew on the Charles River when I was 12 come up in conversation? 0. So no, honestly, not really. I do think it helped with me being well-spoken and smart, that is obviously paying dividends now. Ooh, New York City and moved to Maine. Ooh, girl. Well, I love that for you. I think, you know, I love that for you, girl. I'm sure you're the baddest thing out there in Maine. I just joined. What school are we referring to? I don't remember, girls. Inspiration versus monitoring spirit. Thank you. Help me reading Ego Effect by Todd Herman. Okay, I'm gonna take that. The men are in Dallas. Eric LA has great tips on cultivate. Oh, okay, love it. What does your friend group look like now that you unpacked your experience in prep school? Girl, I have only friends of color. Jody, you saying Refkin doesn't know about your online presence? See, that's kind of weird. Who is this TikToker? This is like a burner account. Ooh, y'all mentioning my boss. What you gonna do? Tell him? I don't work there anymore, so you can't tell him. Did you always want to be in the music? That is kind of freaky though. TikToker, I might have to block you. You saying Refkin doesn't know about your online? You gonna tell on me? What you trying to say by that? What do you mean by that? Refkin is the guy who was the CEO of my former organization. And does he know about my online presence? Probably at this point. Where did I start off with career-wise? Y'all, I started off at a nonprofit making $0 and 0 cents. And then I went to Google shortly after. At that point, it was about skills building. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just was smart and had great skills. And then I ended up getting referred to Google and I took off from there. Oh, Dua Lipa's newsletter is called Service 97. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Okay, y'all, we've been on this live for an hour and a half. Ciao, an hour and a half. Okay, so do we like Sunday lives or do we like weekday lives? Maybe I can't promise both. I gotta be honest with you. But which one do you like more? Sunday or have you ever dated interracially? Yeah, I have a date with a white man. Yeah, okay, right? Wasn't that given it was given like you about to yeah, I know who your boss is. It's not my boss. That's not my boss. He's not my boss. Wasn't that giving a little oppie vibes? Like him dropping the name of my boss, who he thought was my boss in the chat. Oh, you telling me he don't know about it? Unless it's someone that I know. Because it looked like it was from a burner account. Maybe it was someone that I know. But it was giving op. I'm a little scared of you. I've gotten doxxed before. So these people with my job. So these people are nuts. Okay, Sunday. Immediately block. Let me see if I gotta scroll up and find that man. Okay, but okay, I think we're gonna weekday, Sunday, weekday. I can't tell. Personality, ooh, y'all get personality rundown. I think I'm an ENTFP, ENFP, ENTJ. One of them, weekdays, Sundays, ciao. I'm overwhelmed. That man threw me for a loop. Okay, have I ever dated interracially? I have a date with a white man on Saturday. I'll keep y'all posted. Maybe I'll do a video on that. How's the Studio Museum of Gala of Harlem? Amazing. 10s out of 10s. Okay. I do with my Lambo. Okay, y'all. We're gonna reconvene next week. I love you, and we'll talk soon. Make sure you subscribe to my newsletter as well. That's coming out in the next 7 days. Okay. Bye, everyone.